Welcome back, you lovely people. So what is happening with the market today? A lot of red, apart from Chainlink, which we'll come to in a second. And let's go straight to the news. So this is zero hedge. Stocks extend losses after Yellen says rates will have to rise. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen said, quote, "It may be that interest rates will have to rise a little bit to make sure our economy doesn't overheat." And she said, "We've gone for way too long letting long-term problems fester in our economy." Comment from Zero Hedges, is she talking about Fed-sponsored wealth creation widening the equality gap? So noises coming out of the powers that be. There was also a quote from the White House saying they take inflationary risk incredibly seriously. And President Biden agrees with Janet Yellen, says a brief blah, 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 basically agreed with her comments that rates may need to rise. So immediately after those comments were put out, let's just have a quick look at the stocks. The Nasdaq is down, is really falling off a cliff, down 2.5%, even into a nice trend line though. Not that we follow stocks on this channel, and gold and silver selling off as well. But you can see all of them are recovering. And Bitcoin is not immune. I've talked about on this channel before how these external events have a short-term impact on Bitcoin and crypto. So Bitcoin was holding our level at 55,000, which we have been watching. But as soon as those comments came out, then we've put in this move to the downside. So minus 4.5%, but we were down more. We're down another 2.5% at one point. Look at how our magic line has held there. We held perfectly at 53,500. And since then, we are recovering off that trend line. So what does that mean for our scenarios? Well, so I come to my drawing. Doesn't it look like we're following scenario A? I mean, we came into 59,000, which is what I was saying that we're watching. And we are since now bouncing off of that, getting rejected and heading down. Does that mean that we're heading down to $45,000 or $40,000? Well, we can't say for sure yet, because of course we're bouncing off of this trend line at the moment. It would look quite normal from here if we came back up to this, what was support and arch resistance, and then continued downwards. But we are seeing a lot of strength. We'll talk about Chainlink in a second. Ethereum also only down 1.2% now. So it would not be a surprise if we come back in and test 59,000. And at that point, we're back to our two scenarios. We either blast through 59,000 or we get rejected and we're heading south again. So we still don't know for sure. Of course, now it's looking, we were leaning towards scenario B, but now we are leaning slightly more towards scenario A, but both are still in play. How will we know which one we're following? Well, I think for scenario A, we've talked about, we want to see a clean break of 59,000. And for scenario B, well, first of all, we need to take out this trend line, which I have highlighted in here. That will be very bearish if we do that. Now that we've bounced, if we reverse again, then it would look at that point that we're probably going lower, whether that's to $45,000 or $40,000. Some support along the way as well. So can't say for sure the level, but it would look bearish if after this bounce if we start resuming downwards again. But there is definitely some bullishness around because Ethereum, for example, has obviously been doing great recently and was down on the back of that announcement, was down 6%, was down 7.5%, and we've recovered most of that already. So a really big bounce from Ethereum straight away. And Binance is interesting because I was looking at versus Bitcoin, and we've come back into this support line versus Bitcoin, and we're bouncing hard off of that. So if Bitcoin keeps recovering, you'd expect Binance to keep recovering even faster than Bitcoin. And even versus the dollar, you know, we have not broken our key trend line, which we've had in for a while now. So some of the big caps look really, really strong. I have to call out, before we get into Chainlink, Dogecoin, because it's up 25% today. I believe there was some tweets from 50 Cent about getting to 50 cents or something like that. I haven't been following it. But big movements on Dogecoin, which is putting Dogecoin as the #4 crypto in the world, which is absolutely bonkers, but well done to those holding. As well as Dogecoin, the story is about Chainlink. And I liked this GIF, which was everybody being a bear and then Chainlink just blasting through and taking everybody out, which is what has happened. So why is Chainlink up 13% and everything is down? I don't know of any particular news item or reason, and somebody may correct me on that, but I just think it was Chainlink's turn. Chainlink looked bullish yesterday and today, and it seems like probably people have taken the opportunity to take some money out of Bitcoin and Ethereum into Chainlink. And we're coming into a key level because this channel has been absolutely beautiful this year. And we are blasting into the top of the channel now. And it's a psychological level, about $50 as well. So I wouldn't be surprised if we put in some sort of top around here on Chainlink. But the way things are going, particularly if Bitcoin continues to recover, then it might not be the top. We may put in a gigantic move on Chainlink, which is what we have seen in the past. So that is it really, because it is still waiting and watching. Everything apart from Chainlink and Dogecoin today, everything does revolve around Bitcoin. The market does want to see what Bitcoin does next. If Bitcoin loses this level, let's call it $53,000, then I have no doubt that the vast majority of the crypto market will turn red, because they will all be anticipating a much lower level from Bitcoin. But head back up to 59,000 and we'll probably get another big pump in altcoins like we had yesterday. And at that point, again, we're waiting to see what Bitcoin does. If we do break 59, 60,000 to the upside, what I do expect to happen is that Bitcoin will start stealing the limelight, going through the all-time highs and really starting to lead the market. Because at the moment, of course, when Bitcoin is doing okay, the altcoins are far outperforming. We are having a big altcoin pump. I expect that to continue in the short term, but over the next couple of weeks, whether we're heading to the downside or the upside, I'm expecting Bitcoin to take over, as per the discussions that we've had on the Bitcoin dominance and the videos I released a couple of days ago. So C is definitely a lot of volatility. It's exactly what we expect to see at this point in the cycle. Get used to the volatility, let it be your friend, because there is going to be more and more as we reach the peak and as we await Bitcoin's next move. So good luck, stay safe out there, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.